Hello everyone, welcome to KFCS and Sports Bid, one of your favorite channel. And first of all, Happy New Year, guys! Now we are in 2024 and new challenge for Team India. And first of all, let's discuss about that. Before that, let me ask Rahul. So Rahul, how is your first day of the year goes?
Well, it's barely started, to be frank. I mean, it's 12:42 here in the US,
Yeah.
so yeah, the day has barely begun. But yeah, I stayed up till midnight last night, and to celebrate the New Year before going off to sleep soon after.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we have Alok here. Alok, Happy New Year to you also. Okay. Okay, so first of all, we'll start Rahul with a new challenge, new series coming up for Team India. Of course, the first excitement, Rahul, is that finally the Pant comeback means finally we got Rishabh Pant, and he will play some matches for us. That is a big news for us. And secondly, our focus is T20 World Cup. Of course, means it is all over. It is almost 10 years that we are not taking a single ICC trophy. Meanwhile, we are the team, we have played maximum number of final, that is five. Second number, Australia, but Australia make it successfully. So, Rahul, what are the challenges for Team India this year? What you are
Well,
thinking?
I think the first challenge is coming up in a couple of days. The test match in South Africa. We have to draw that. We have to win that match to draw the series to share honors. It's going to be a big challenge, as we've discussed earlier. Then, then comes the test at the end of this month. The test series against England. India has to do really well there, because looking at our away fixtures, I think if we want to reach the World Test Championship final, we're going to have to defeat England by a very big margin, and that's not going to be easy now with the England playing baseball. To be frank, we are not going to. It's not going to be a 4-0, 5-0 win or anything like that. It's going to be 3-1. It could even possibly be 3-2, as a matter of fact. So we shouldn't. It's not going to be an easy series. That normally we wouldn't say that a home series is a very big series, but given the way England is playing, it's a very big series right now. They are yet to lose a series in the baseball era, so we have to really be on our guard in that series. Then comes the T20 World Cup after the IPL. That's going to be held in June in West Indies and here in the USA as well. So that's going to be a big assignment. We don't really know what the team is going to be like yet. So, I mean, hopefully we'll find out in the days to come. I think this month at least we need to start getting an idea. There are three T20s against Afghanistan in between the second test against South Africa and the five test series against England. There are three T20s against Afghanistan. Those are the only three matches India has before the T20
T20
World Cup.
World
And
Cup, yeah.
then, I mean, you could say there's IPL, but I'm not going to play that up too much because in in three previous occasions where T20 World Cup was held after the IPL, the Indian team did not do well in those three T20 World Cups in 2009, 2010, and 2021. India failed in those three T20 World Cups, which are immediately after the IPL. Then, then comes the big assignment at the end of the year, which is the five-match Test series in Australia. Four of which are going to be held in 2024. The fifth match will be next year in 2025. So hopefully India will still be in the contention for the World Test Championship final, but I highly doubt it. I think by the end of the year, India might be eliminated and out of contention for making that final for the first time. I think it's going to be that's going to be probably the toughest assignment of the year, if you ask me. The Border Gavaskar trophy may be tougher than the T20 World Cup because defeating Australia in Australia for the third time in a row is not going to be very easy. it's going to be very difficult, and I feel the Indian team might lose very badly in that series.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Okay. Okay, so Rahul, there's so many challenges and so many schedule, a hectic schedule of Team India. So now let's start with the first match, that is Indian women's is taking on Australian women. So Rahul, already Australia had getting a victory during the series, but few positive points that we got from Team India is, of course, you restrict Australian team with a very low total, means below average total. That is really excellent. I will say that good bowling performance from Team India so far. If I talk about the bowling figures of that match, I'm pretty much impressed. Apart from first ODI, so top performer at that time is Deepti Sharma, of course. Deepti Sharma, the first player to pick 5 wicket haul against Australian team. So bigger records are making by our women's team, especially Deepti Sharma, and we all are always saying why Deepti is backing number of times. His form was already concerned that he is not so consistent, but he proves himself in test match and ODI also. So Rahul, your views on Deepti Sharma, how you see him as a long career for Team India?
Diti Sharma is a very talented individual. I think she deserves to be backed for her abilities. She has abilities with the bat as well as the ball. So I feel based on that, she should still get some backing from uh, the team management.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Okay, so Rahul, we have few new bowlers like Amanjot Kaur. If I talk about him, he got a 1 wicket. Shriyanka Patil, Sneh Rana. So all are coming from WPL where they prove themselves. But still, Rahul, we have few more good players who have played really well. Our team India wins the gold medal due to his bowling performance. I'm talking about Titus Sadhu. His performance was really great. I think it was a very great spell of 3 wickets. He was picked against Sri Lanka. So third match, of course, but India will want to test the bench strength. So in bench there is Mannat Kashyap, Titus Sadhu, Shaika Ishaq, and Renuka Singh Thakur. So do you think, Rahul, that one place for Titus Sadhu also, because he proved himself during Asian Games? So do you think that one match should be given to Titus Sadhu also in terms of experience? He will get some experience to play against Australia in the last ODI.
Yeah, perhaps this is a match of no consequence. This is where you can try out some different combinations and try to see what works.
Yeah, of course. So Rahul, what will be the plan against Australian team? If I talk about Australian team, their batsman is really great. Alyssa Perry, Litchfield, means their consistency is really excellent. So how Indian team will come out of that? Because suppose if both player are not be able to make a good runs, then Gardner is there. So in Australian team, there is long batting up to 7 to 8. So how Team India will come out of it and try to win it tomorrow?
Well, they have to commit. These things happen. Sometimes you do lose matches which you're supposed to win. That is a thing, but you have to move on. You have to put it aside, move on. Try to win the next match. Just focus on the uh, next match and try to do well. And that's about it.
Yeah. Okay. So Rahul, how you see the experiment of this Team India? Means number three, Richa Ghosh. The way Richa Ghosh played last match, yeah, you can say that he is wasting so many balls. He can complete match for you, but in number three, you are making 96 runs. That is really excellent against Australian team, Australian bowling attack. Number three, primarily for Jemima Rodriguez. So Rahul, can we say that India has doing pretty much great job? Means you are getting a long batting order due to this.
Yeah, I think Richa Ghosh definitely strengthens the batting order, and she cannot be blamed for the last match. She scored 96 runs as a number three batsman, like you said. That is how uh, what number three is supposed to do. Number three doesn't have to give you big strike rate or anything. I think lots of people they watch T20 cricket these days, so they think they're focusing too much on strike rate. You've seen it happen during the 50 over World Cup for Virat Kohli. For every time Kohli scored a century, people were judging, saying he didn't play a good innings. His strike rate was not good enough, because simply because they watch too much T20 cricket, so they think strike rate is everything. They don't watch ODI cricket too much.
Yeah, but at last means it cost us by 3 runs. So there will be
See,
a
that
talking
is
about
because
that.
Richa Ghosh laid the proper platform. Your finishers are supposed to take the drive home the advantage and take it home. They're the ones who are supposed to score quickly. Deepti Sharma scored 24 off 36 balls,
Yeah,
and only one boundary in 36 balls, being a finisher. I mean, and that two boundary came in the last over after Australia pulled back the match.
yeah,
She
that is
didn't.
the big thing.
You have to um, blame that. In fact, you have to blame all the lower order batsmen. Harmanpreet Kaur failed. Amanjot Kaur failed.
Yeah,
Pooja
Harmanpreet got 10
Vastrakar,
balls, 5 runs.
Harleen Diol, they all got out for single digits. If at least one of these batsmen had stayed along with Deepti Sharma, and then Indian team would have won the match. If one of them had stayed and played a half decent knock, we would have won the match.
Yeah, of course. Okay. So, Krishna, Happy New Year. So, how is your first day of the year? Can you hear me, Krishna?
Kunal.
Yeah. So, how is your first day? Happy New Year.
Yes, it was good. Means first day it is going on, but seeing retirement of Warner also, it felt sad that such an experienced batsman also retired. Then now,
Yeah. Okay. So, Krishna, my question is for Harmanpreet Kaur. As I see the batting order, Richa Ghosh promoted to number three, then Jemima Rodriguez coming to number four. Do you think, due to change in batting position for Harmanpreet Kaur, has affect his batting also? He's now batting at number five, and not good match since two matches. Score is 12 and 5.
yeah, means Amrapreet. I think Amrapreet Kaur should bat at number three because that is her original position at one down, and she's batting such
No, I
in.
think he's number four. She is number four. Number
Yeah,
four.
yeah, number four. Yeah, so I think she should bat number three because we saw in England tour also she batted at number three. I think so. She scored good runs in that series also. So I think every whoever in Amrapreet Kaur should bat tomorrow at number three in her original position. So that she can score runs in number four. She's not able to score runs. She's not able to adjust the situation and the ground also. So I think she should bat at her original position. I think after that she can, I think, score runs for Indian team because of she's not scoring runs. That's why I think India is losing because every time Richa Ghosh won't score, every time she won't bail you out. And Jamima Rodriguez is also scoring runs for Indian team, and Richa Ghosh is also performing, and Smriti Mandana is also giving good starts. But the captain in women's, the captain should perform in matches. But if you see in Australia case, the Lisa if she's not scoring, also still there are experienced players like
Yes, of
Perry
course.
and Fred Phobia, who's the opener. She also score
Krishna,
runs.
this is a matter of discussion. Means Australian team is really great. Means there is someone who can step up. Even Gardner has not played really well in two matches. Who knows? Tomorrow Gardner will step up as a batsman.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're the champion team. That what only Meg Lanning means they after McLanging retirement, it all came to Elisa Eli to take up the captaincy. And I know Elisa Eli is also not scoring runs, but still their experienced players are stepping up. And in Indian team, your experienced player is most experienced player is Kaur, and she's not performing. That's why India is losing.
Okay. So last question about this match from Rahul. Rahul, what I see from few players that they always like some opponent, like Harmanpreet Kaur likes against Australia. Of course, we remember the innings of 171. He always likes to play against this team, and in Test match we have seen that he started bowling against Australian team. His aggression came against Australia. So what happens, Rahul, to some players means against their favorite team, they want to perform, but somehow due to overconfidence, can we say that due to overconfidence you can't perform?
I can't see, you can't make such statements about overconfidence just like that. But what you can say is that sometimes even against your favorite opponent you will fail, you will have
Yeah.
failures. You can't, just because they're your favorite
But
opponent,
Rahul,
you
there is
cannot
also
perform
opportunity also
every
means
time.
you always perform about this against this team. So it is always opportunity to make runs. Your favorite
Yeah, it
team.
definitely is. But see, even you play against a weaker team like Bangladesh or Uganda or some team, you have opportunity to uh, a greater opportunity to make runs, I'll say. But you won't always score. Sometimes you will fail. Virat Kohli can fail against Pakistan in T20 World Cup. That is possible. But he has scored against Pakistan every time, almost.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, I can't remember Virat Kohli failing against Pakistan too
Pakistan in World
much.
Cup. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
So let's see, guys. Hopes for a good match tomorrow, and I hope India will start with a winning ways. And now let's come to the discussion that is a big discussion about David Warner. Okay, one by one, I will ask something about David Warner from you. But during this retirement, there is some statement from David Warner that if Australia wants him a service in during Champions Trophy 2025, so he is available. Means he will now preparing for T20 World Cup. He will be available for T20 for Australia, but in ODI, if in Champions Trophy Australia required a opening service from David Warner. So David Warner is ready to play for Australia. So my question from Rahul, Rahul, do you think that Australia needs Warner now? Means I think Australia have so
See,
many options. I guess
to be
first is
frank,
Mitchell Marsh.
look, if you say you're retired from ODI, you can't just say, "Oh, if you need me, I'll come back." You can't do that. I don't think you should do that in a team environment. See, I follow tennis, and yeah, in tennis, in women's tennis, there have been many players who announce retirement, then they come out of retirement and they start playing again. But see, tennis is an individual sport. You play for yourself, so
Yeah,
that is okay. You're not affecting anyone else. In team sport, you can't. You shouldn't do that. Once you say you're retired, you should be retired, and selectors shouldn't consider them for selection anymore. You're not up for a selection once you've announced retirement, and there's no coming out of retirement. I'm sorry, you have to move on and find another opener.
but
That
I
is,
think Rahul, we have so many options. Means for Australian team, of
see,
course,
if you
Mitchell
want to
Marsh.
see, so I mean, Warner basically saying, I will be retired, but I'll just play the tournaments. Then, I mean, how will some opener feel who's coming up for Australia? David Warner doesn't play outside an ICC tournament. Then other openers are playing in his place in other games. So basically, you're just giving them what I call placeholder treatment.
Yeah,
So you can't do that in team sport. I think it is unfair on other players, because your choice is affecting somebody else. Your choice is affecting another player in a team sport, so it's not acceptable. If Warner is retired, you can't play the Champions Trophy 2025. um, you cannot play it. It's as simple as that, and selectors shouldn't consider him. This is not some voluntary work. Playing for your country in an ICC tournament is not voluntary work where you just say, "Hey, pick me, I'm interested." That's not how things work.
yeah. Okay, so talking about David Warner career, if I talk about his rankings, his best ranking is number three in Test match. Number five, number one in ODI means in some year he was number one in ODI also and number one in T20 also. So very great career for David Warner. If I talk about his batting in 111 Test matches, 8695. Okay, Rahul, your favorite Test innings of David Warner that you remember? There's so many hundreds from him.
A lot of
26.
hundreds. Hmm?
Yeah, 26 hundreds from.
2600s. Well, and I think one innings that stands out to me is I think the 336 that he scored against Pakistan in
Yeah, same
Adelaide
from my
in
side also.
2019. In 2019, that was a fantastic knock. I mean, he pretty much batted Pakistan out of the game.
Yeah, of course. Okay, Krishna, your favorite moment in test for David Warner if I ask about test match?
I feel one is that 339 against Pakistan, and one more against Warner struggles against England, especially Broad. So I haven't seen him much scoring hundreds against England, but that one innings against England was memorable, where actually it was given out, but he debuted it, and I think it became not out. Then he scored a century against England in Ashes. So these two innings were my memorable for Warner in Test cricket.
Okay. And in ODI also 161 ODI matches, 6932 runs, average is 45, that is also excellent. And 22 hundreds, 33 fifties. So good career for David Warner. I think Rahul, one and only thing that David Warner misses is the Champions Trophy. Apart from that, he has all the trophies in his cabinet.
To be frank, Champions Trophy is one trophy which yeah, I'm sure players won't regret missing out on. If you won all the World Cups, you don't uh, need the Champions Trophy. To be frank, Champions Trophy is just a bonus if you win that. You don't need uh, Champions Trophy, to be frank. And I think since Warner's career began, I think only. Well, I think yeah, three Champions trophies have been there, but Warner has played in two, which Australia didn't win. But it doesn't matter. He's been part of
Already he has two World Cup, two
two
ODI World
ODI
Cup and
World
one
Cups,
and one World Test
a
Championship.
T20 World Cup and World Test Championship. He's been a winner across all the formats, so he
Yeah.
doesn't need uh, the Champions Trophy.
Okay, so Krishna, now the new life is starting for David Warner. Now he will be a captain of Dubai Capitals in ILT20. So Krishna, how you see this player outside the league? Because a maximum number of times he always gives time to his team. He first team is for him, then the other league matches. Even in Big Bash matches, we have seen only 3 4 matches. So he's very sincere for his Australian team. So Krishna, how you see his journey now for outside?
See, Kunal, not only David Warner, even many Australian players, when BBL is there, they play for Australian team. Even if you saw this Test series against Pakistan, BBL was going on. BBL was scheduled, but they played the Test series over the BBL. So these Australian players mostly love to play country over this franchisee cricket. They are not like South Africa who will select franchise cricket over international. So
Yeah,
these Australian, that's why they are champions, na Kunal. See, they have won so many titles in their history, 22 titles. That they prefer international.
29 titles, bro. 29. 29 titles for Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
uh, that's why they are champions. Yeah, hello Kunal.
yeah, I think some network issue. Okay, hello Harshit, how are you? Happy New Year.
Hello, Happy New Year, bhai.
Yeah. Okay, so Harshit, your views on David Warner, how David Warner will going to play means now after retirement, his preparation for T20 World Cup, and first time we will see David Warner playing outside of Australia. So how much you are excited?
It's very shocking to see David Warner retiring.
Okay, shocking for you. Okay, you're one of the favorite innings for you that you have enjoyed, David Warner,
Triple century against,
Pakistan.
yes,
Okay, so everyone is same favorite. Rahul for you also. Everyone means very memorable match for him, and it is not. And I will agree with this also that I also think about 400 on same match the way David Warner played on the same game. Rahul?
Warner, had Australia gone on to bat, I think Warner would have definitely scored 400. But and a lot of people were criticizing, saying why didn't they let Warner score 400, uh,
Yeah,
and why did they declare? But look, he scored 336. With no due disrespect, but 400 is still 64 runs away. And
yeah,
when a captain is trying to force a win and bowl the other team out, you don't want extra time taken. Every a few extra 5 or 10 minutes matters even in a test match where you have unlimited time to bat. Still, you want to force a win in this day and age. This is not Jeffrey Boycott era where you'll bat for 2 or 3 days until you get out, score 900 runs, and then you'll play out boring draw. This is not that era anymore. And with baseball era, you will see players don't won't will even stop caring about centuries also. Forget about a double century or triple century. Players will, because players want to put a big score on the board, they want to declare and win the games. So individual records are not important. Those are not the most important things. Rahul Dravid once declared when Sachin Tendulkar was on
yeah.
194. So uh, because individual records are not important over team winning. So that's what the declaration showed. And anyway, in this case, Warner was not even close to 400. It's not like he was on 396 and the team declared. He was on 336.
Yeah, of course, of course. Okay, so guys, let me ask some question from you. How many of you remember IPL also? So David Warner in IPL. My first question from Harshit. Harshit, any rememberable innings for you? David Warner in IPL.
IPL, I think final
Which year?
2016.
2016 final. Okay, great. Rahul, for you, any rememberable innings in IPL
Uh,
for David Warner?
a memorable IPL innings, well, not in any in recent times. I'm trying to think of one, but it's probably a long time ago. I think perhaps in I think the 2012 season when he was a Delhi Daredevils player at that time, a Delhi Daredevils player. I think the one innings he scored against either it was Deccan Chargers or Sunrisers Hyderabad. I'm forgetting. I think it was Deccan Chargers
Yeah,
at that
Deccan
time.
Chargers. Yes,
I
yes.
think when target was 180, and because of his innings, Delhi Daredevils chased down the target very easily. That I remember. I think it was Deccan Chargers. It was in Hyderabad, and at that time, even chasing
And at
180
that
felt
time, there
like
was the opening pair of
200.
Sehwag and Warner.
Yes, opening pair of Sehwag and Warner. I remember Delhi Daredevils were having a dream season that year. They
Yeah,
were really
qualified for
dominating all the
semi-final
other teams.
also. Yeah, yeah, of
Yes,
course.
and at that time, let's see, nowadays even teams don't even get intimidated by chasing 200 in T20 cricket now. But at that time, even 180 felt like you scored 230 or 240.
Okay, so Krishna Gopal is giving his memorable that 873 runs in 2016 and won the title on the same year and again orange cap in 2017. So most lovable player in India, if I will say. So will you agree, Rahul? Most lovable player in India, David Warner.
Yes, he definitely is the most lovable player for sure. But I'm surprised by it too, because a lot of people stereotype Steve Smith as sandpaper and say he's a cheater and
Yeah,
whatnot. David Warner was involved in the same incident of
yeah, of
yeah,
course.
he was involved in exactly the same incident. He was vice captain when that sandpaper incident happened. So nobody shows hatred against Warner for the same thing that Steve Smith did. Smith and Warner were partners in crime in that sandpaper incident, and both of them admitted their guilt and got banned for a year. So why is there a love for Warner? I want to know, and hatred for Steve Smith, in spite of them both being involved in the same thing. that is very strange to me.
Yeah, of course, of course. Okay, okay. So Harshit,
Another,
y-
I want to add on one more thing. I mean, about this Warner retirement, I'm not surprised by it. I will say that because Warner was already going to retire from Test cricket
yeah, of course.
after this upcoming Sydney Test. This will be his last Test match. So I think, and now Australia has won the ODI World Cup for a second time, and they won the World Test Championship as well. So Warner has this is the great time for Warner to retire from ODI cricket. So I'm not surprised by his the timing of his retirement. It's just after a World Cup, that too. So now Australia has another 3 years to build up for the next ODI World Cup. So I'm not surprised at all. And probably you'll see Warner retiring from T20 international cricket as well after the T20 World Cup. This will probably uh, be his last,
Actually, it
especially if
depends
Australia wins it.
if
Especially,
Australia win.
see, but look, he's already won the T20 World Cup in 2021. So he already is a T20 World Cup winner. So even if Australia lose, he'll go out. I mean, he's a champion. He'll go out as a champion. And speaking of that, actually, he played a very memorable innings against Pakistan in that semi-final, if you remember. David Warner. He played a very good innings, which will be a little bit underrated because of the fact that after Warner's innings, there was a small collapse before Stoinis and Wade took it home for Australia.
Yeah, of course. Okay, yeah, Krishna Gopal, we have already talked about this also that he can come back in Champions Trophy 2025. So, Harshit, you are saying that very, you are quite sad that now Warner is not available for Australian team ODI and Test. So, do you think, Harshit, that it will affect Australian team little bit or more?
No, no, because they have already got openers head and
Okay, so which player you are thinking that it is best to replace David Warner?
uh,
Okay, I'm giving you options. Okay, my first option is Michel Marsh. Second option is Josh Philippi. Number third option I am giving you is Marcus Stoinis, and number four is both means Marsh and Philippi. I don't think means Cameron Bancroft was the third victim of sandpaper. So until that, I don't see him playing a single game for Australia, and I
Renshaw,
don't know.
Renshaw, Renshaw.
Might be Renshaw also there. So do you think Renshaw?
Yes,
Okay, so Krishna Gopal is saying Marcus Harris or Matt Renshaw probable opener for me. But for me, Rahul, do you agree? I'm going with Michel Marsh because Michel Marsh have proven in some series, especially in subcontinent, that he can open
yes,
batting for Australia.
Mm, I'm not sure about Mitchell Marsh opening the batting. I'm not too sure about it. I think you can even try Travis Head
Yeah, Travis
as
Head
an
is
opener.
the next opener. Means he's replacing Aaron Finch already in ODI. So
Yeah, he's replacing Aaron Finch. He can probably replace Warner in Test match cricket.
yeah.
In my opinion, I think he can is the perfect candidate to replace
Well, Marcus
David
Harris
Warner.
is also another option. Yeah, good option
Yeah,
in Test.
Marcus Harris can replace David Warner in Test match cricket. In fact, in the series which India won in 2018-19, it was Marcus Harris who was playing in place of David Warner. Uh, then in ODI and T20 cricket, you can have Mitchell Marsh and Travis Head opening the batting, and I think there are other options too to explore. I think like Matthew Short, Josh Inglis, as well. These two are also capable of opening the batting, so they should definitely try those. I'm not a big fan of Marcus Stoinis being an opener.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so anyone can tell me David Warner has picked only 4 wickets in his career, and who are the 4 wickets? That 4 wickets of
David
David
Warner
Warner.
has picked up 4 wickets. Wow.
Hint is
Okay,
test
I
match. In test match.
in
give
Test match.
option.
Yeah, in test match he has picked 4 wickets. Who are those players? Krishna, you can also tell me.
Yeah, actually, I haven't seen David Warner bowling because I have only seen David Warner batting. I haven't seen him in bowling. Yeah, I have seen Kohli bowling, Steve Smith bowling sometimes, but I haven't seen Warner bowling.
Okay. Yeah, even can you can search online also.
Oh yeah, I think Krishna Gopal has given Matt Renshaw. I think that's also a very good option. Matt Renshaw actually was pretty impressive as an opener when Australia toured India in 2017. I remember that very well. He was a very good opener. I think he can really open the batting. Of course, one negative I have to
But he
say
has
is
mental health issue.
you see. Um, is that Warner was a little bit of a liability outside Australia, especially against quality spin bowling or quality swing, quality seam. David Warner is a big liability for Australia. So that has to be said. And especially in England, David Warner just could not handle Stuart Broad in 2 tours. The last two Ashes tours, be it 2019 or 2013, both the tours, and even I think 2015 as well, three tours of England in a row. David Warner could not handle Stuart Broad.
Okay.
I feel Matt Renshaw can be opener because he had played practice match against Pakistan also, and he's looking in good touch. So I think Matt Renshaw can be probable opener because in Big Bash also he is scoring good runs, and in Test match also he can bat for a long time. I feel because if you see Marcus Harris, he will get out in session. Means in 15 overs, 20 overs. But Matt Renshaw is such a batsman that can stay for a long time in the crease, I feel.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so many records for David Warner. Also, he was a player who makes back-to-back 550s. That is the record. In a same match, 200s means in the same match, first and second inning, he makes the 100 for Australia. So many records. What a great career! And Rahul, can we say that he can gives one more year? Maybe he's already
David Warner,
37. Yeah, because he's very great
perhaps
player
he can
for.
give one more year, but look, he's retired from tests. He's retired from ODIs. T20 World Cup is being held in June. So after that, what usefulness does Warner have? I want to know if he's only going to be a T20 player. And I don't know what usefulness he will have. I mean, maybe playing till 2026 until he's 40. I mean, he'll have more time to play T20 leagues around the world, but will he? The question is, if he wants to play 2026 T20 World Cup, let's say, then is he going to play T20s for Australia? That I think that is the big question to ask because you can't just say we are seeing it with the in our Indian team itself with the Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. They haven't played a single T20 since the last T20 World Cup, but they want to be in the T20 World Cup squad, and we are saying that that shouldn't happen. So, same logic with David Warner in this case. Between 2024 and 2026, you should also play T20 for Australia, not just play franchise in cricket. And as a matter of fact, when T20 is the only format you're playing, you should have time to play for both country and whatever franchises you're playing with.
Yeah, and for me, David Warner is really entertaining cricketer in the field, off the field. So if I talk about in the field, I think you all remember that when Ashwin was bowling and he was bowling as a right-hander and Ashwin dismissed him
Yeah,
during
I
ODI
remember
series.
that. Yes,
So
yes.
first time when
In
you play,
BGT, right? Yes, yes.
yeah,
In the BGT, he was writing with the
no, no, not in
right
BGT. It
hand.
was before World Cup when Australia came to India for series.
Yeah, for the ODI
Yes,
series.
yes. In front of Ashwin, he was playing as a right hand batsman, but he was got out.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
we have saw Warner dancing in the means in the field also. That Srivalli song, he entertains the crowd as well. So such an entertaining cricketer is.
Yeah, another interesting player name that is given by Krishna Gopal, that is Clap Jewel. Yeah, Clap Jewel is playing pretty well so far in this big bash. So
Yes,
you can
absolutely.
say, but so many left-handers in Australian team means already head is the left-hander, and
No,
yeah,
Australia
it's
needs
okay.
to find. I think they need to find a right-handed opener, especially when
And
they
I
go to
think Josh
subcontinent.
Philippi
See,
is a good
especially when
option.
they go to subcontinent and play India. We don't know how many more years Ashwin is going to play international cricket. That's probably a debate for another day. But if they go to the subcontinent, they will have to face Ravichandran Ashwin, who loves bowling to left-handers, and you don't want to expose too many left-handers to Ravi Ashwin because now even outside Indian conditions, now he's starting to expose their weaknesses.
Okay, Harshit, you watched recent IPL match, Delhi versus CSK, where Warner was acting like a Jadeja while
No, no,
batting
no. I haven't
in
watched.
a non-striker end. I think Rahul remember that.
Yes, I remember that very well.
Yeah, in
Yes,
front of Jadeja.
yes, yes.
So proper, I think entertainment and one era is also end with David Warner.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the successful player, but yeah, in IPL he will be continue. Okay, so Krishna Gopal is saying Josh Philippe is a fraud player who always loves to throw his wickets. Yeah, you can say Krishna Gopal, but I think he's a type of what I can say. He's Yashasvi Jaiswal type of player. Means if he got a opportunity, he can gives you more runs. Means 80, 90 runs or otherwise zero. So he is
But
that type of player.
Kunal, Krishna Gopal said it correct because if you see, Josh Philippe can only score runs in big bash in Australia cricket. When he toured to India, he struggled against spin. So against quality spinners in India in subcontinents, I think he will struggle more.
But
Yeah,
Krishna,
That's
that
why
is
it will be the
also
fraud
that
player.
you
see,
are not giving him so much opportunity. That is also right.
see opportunity. How will it come? Because actually, this is actually a problem Australia faces because they have very good players at the top level like David Warner. You have Travis Head and all that, but after they are retired, because now all of them are 30 plus. All these Aussie players are 30
Yeah, even
plus.
Travis
So
Head is
now
also 30 plus.
um, replacing them is what Australia has to uh, look at. So you don't give these players don't get too many chances, and they're not getting into the World Cup squad also. So that can also play on their conscience. That can play with their confidence. So see, the game evolves, cricket evolves, and all that is understandable. But certain things don't change. You can't. Have players taking rest frequently and then going into a World Cup and have their replacements wondering when they will get into a T20 World Cup squad because those players could be your future, and you don't want to play with the confidence of players so early um, in their career just to accommodate some elite players, top players. You don't want to do that. Actually, Australia had this similar problem. They could run into it again, maybe in 1 or 2 years from now. Who knows? That the problem of too many players being senior in the team and having to replace them once they're all retired. You saw in the Ponting era once like Hayden retired, then Gilchrist retired, then Hayden retired, and Shane Warne, Glenn McGrath. Even once these legendary players retired, then Australia kind of struggled a little bit, and they had to find their new players again. They've picked it up again. They've won two out of the last three ODI World Cups, so they're doing pretty well right now. But again, the time will come to find replacements.
Yeah, of course. So let's see how things will goes on, and all the best to David Warner. And of course, I'm really excited to see him IL T20 as a captain of Dubai Capitals. And let's see how things will goes on for David Warner. Of course, David Warner is playing for in South Africa also. I guess he's playing. Maybe. Pretoria Capitals, maybe. Maybe I got a news of that
Yes.
one also, Pretoria Capitals. So in IPL, he is Delhi Capitals player, Pretoria Capitals player in
Yeah,
T20.
see, it kind of follows if you're playing for Delhi Capitals, then in all the other franchises that Delhi Capitals has bought, David Warner will be there. You might see him in Major League Cricket with Seattle Orcas. Don't be surprised.
Yeah,
Major League Delhi Capitals owns that team, the Seattle team here in the US.
yeah, yeah, of course. So, yeah, very interesting player and type of entertainment that he has given
See,
us really
but
great.
David Warner, look, on some quarters is being criticized for represent preferring franchise over country, but actually Warner now is 37 years old. There's nothing wrong with him playing in franchise cricket over country. He's come to the end of his career and he has prioritized playing for Australia all these years and
And he has also
brought
achieved
them
so many
glory.
things that
So
each
he
player want.
deserves a break. He deserves it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay, so guys, let's see how things will goes and hope for
No,
a
when
good
we
game.
could
Yes.
No, I'm saying if Warner retires after this T20 World Cup, then they have Chris Lynn also, who is 33 years and he can play
So
till
see, so
2026
Australia
World
I
Cup.
think Chris Lynn is a little bit weak in subcontinent conditions again, and will
even in
struggle
Australia
against
also.
quality opponents. So he can be.
Cameron Green.
Yeah,
I
Cameron
Cameron
suppose
Green.
Green can
could
be a good
try.
option. Yeah,
You could
Cameron
try
Green
Cameron Green. He is opening for Mumbai Indians in
is
the
just
IPL,
as
and
bad.
he's done a fairly good job. And he even broke into the Australian T20 squad last year during the T. Sorry, not last year, last year now, 2022 during the T20 World Cup. So yeah, he's a possibility, but again, remains to be seen. Can he handle all three formats at the same time? Because he's more of a test and ODI match player. You don't want to make him too injury prone. Then he'll be the Hardik Pandya of Australia.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So let's see how things will goes on, and I hope for a good game for Indian women's that we finally beat Australia. Hope for a good game. And tomorrow, when we will come back, we will talk about the test match that is Pakistan versus Australia and India versus South Africa. Can we win it? We will definitely talk about that. So thank you very much, Rahul. Thank you
Mm.
very much,
Hope
Harshit.
Rain doesn't win the Sydney Test match because Rain all it somehow always rains during the New Year's Test in Sydney. I don't know why Cricket Australia maybe has not seen that and tried to change the New Year's Test to some other venue because
Yeah, maybe Melbourne can be play this time and Sydney at
well
Boxing Day. Might
they
be.
can switch that. There are talks of maybe Adelaide hosting the Boxing Day test at some point, or the GABA
Yeah.
uh, hosting it, because the MCG is not producing the same kind of crowds that it used to for the Boxing Day test match, and maybe Adelaide is and Brisbane are producing better crowds for them. So there is the possibility of maybe it switching in a few years from now, and then Cricket Victoria will have to take action to keep the Boxing Day test in Melbourne. But I think New Year's test they have to consider a venue other than Sydney, perhaps. If every time it's getting washed out like this, and it's going to rain during that time, I think they need to consider a different venue other than Sydney. They'll have to really look at that possibility.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So thank you very much, Harshit, for your time also. See you tomorrow and we
Thank
will
you,
have a
Mr.
good
Kunal.
discussion
Thank you.
with Rahul and guys
Thank you,
just enjoy
Kunal.
your day. And I hope you
Happy
all
New Year,
achieve.
Rahul bhai, and Happy New Year, Kunal.
Yeah,
Happy New
thank you.
Year, Harshit.
I hope you all will achieve what you want in this year and
Yes.
hope for all the best for you in future. So thank you very much. Thank you everyone. Subscribe KFCS and Sportsbid. See you tomorrow. Bye. Good night.
Good night.